Grand, magnificent Akon City was supposed to be a game changer for Africa. But here's what it looks like today. Here we can see the very same foundation stone of Akon City that Akon and Senegal's government put down exactly 4.5 years ago. It kind of looks
so lonely, Mr. Lonely.
I just clocked what he just done. What is going on, people? It's your boy Scriptwar. I'm back again for another reaction. How Akon sold Africa. This should be interesting.
What you're looking at is the plan for a $6 billion city in Senegal. A literal utopia that promised to revolutionize Africa. It's supposed to be
I think I heard about this, you know.
the most futuristic and sustainable city in Africa.
Akon has his own city.
The media hyped it up, investors backed it, and 2,000 acres of land were handed over by the Senegalese government, officially paving the way for this bold vision to become a reality. By now, the city was supposed to have roads, a hospital, a shopping mall, hotels, a police station, a school, but today, it looks like this.
Ain't no way. That's fucked.
The project was the brainchild of none other than Akon, the world-famous R&B artist.
So lonely, Mr. Lonely.
Was this just an ambitious dream gone wrong? Or was it a well-thought-through scam that stole millions of dollars from innocent people?
When will I receive that money?
Well, that I'm just literally on everything finding out.
Let me tell you a story. Akon is one of the most successful R&B artists of the 21st century.
You know, we reached a point where it seemed like you were on everybody's song. You were on every...
This is crazy, bro. Are you not telling me that my man actually scammed people out of money? That's mad.
song.
But over the years, Akon has become more than just that.
Directors, filmmakers, entertainers, it's going to be your job to redefine how people think about Africa.
His commitment to helping African communities has earned him a reputation as a visionary philanthropist, dedicated to grand plans for Africa and shaping a brighter future for the continent.
As an African, I always wanted to be in a position where I can come back and give back and be able to use my celebrity, use my success in a way where I can help people.
In 2014, he launched Akon Lighting Africa, a project that would bring solar-powered lighting to 250 million people in Africa.
Ça changeait vraiment notre solidarité. Parce que s'il n'y avait pas de ce panneau solaire, à 19h, chacun se retrouvait là où se couchait.
By 2020, Akon Lighting Africa had reportedly provided solar energy to 28.8 million people, which is a huge achievement. But for Akon, this was just the beginning.
Are you more of an artist or a businessman these days?
These days, definitely more of a businessman.
Because in 2018, he announced his most daring project yet.
The rapper and entrepreneur has tweeted that he has finalized the agreement for the new city, which will be named as Akon City.
A futuristic metropolis in Senegal, inspired by...
Oh, what kind of juju man business is this? Bro. What I want to know is how much he paid for that video rendering, because that's crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy. Like, are you not hearing this, bro? 6 billion.
By Marvel's fictional kingdom of Wakanda, an iconic African nation known for its wealth, advanced technology,
Even the fucking rendering looks like it's a movie. Doesn't look like a video.
and rich culture.
When this project came about, it was actually before
Marvel Studios Wakanda Forever. Oh my days, bro.
for the movie. But when the movie came, it almost was like a blessing. It's almost like God allowed this movie to be successful.
Akon City would be unlike any other. An eco-friendly, high-tech utopia with skyscrapers, shopping malls, and tourist resorts. There were even plans for a district named Senegal, the new home of Senegal's film and entertainment industry. And with the city came a promise of jobs, tourism, and a better future for Africa.
You know, it's the biggest opportunity in front of us, and the potential here is just immense.
The vision was grand, and the hype was off the charts. But how does one build an entire city from scratch? Well, all grand visions need funding. And in this case, Akon's vision came with a whopping $6 billion price tag. Some questioned how on earth this would be funded, but Akon had a plan. But before we dive into the craziest part about Akon City, I want to tell you about this concept called nose blindness. It's when you wear the same perfume so much that you actually stop smelling it altogether. And that's why I've started to use Scentbird. Scentbird is a subscription service that lets you try a new fragrance every month without dropping hundreds on a full bottle. And I want to shout out a couple of the ones I've tried this last month. One was Versace Eros EDP. This one's for going out. It's got that I put in the effort, but I didn't try too hard vibe. And another one I picked was John Ravado's Oud. It's different. It feels more like winter nights, cool jackets, and it was new to me, but I like it quite a bit. So why do I use Scentbird? Well, for one, it's extremely flexible. You can switch your scent every month, super easy, or you can stick with the same one if you find something you enjoy. Secondly, and probably the first thing that won me over, it's affordable. You get your first fragrance for only $8 if you use my code, and just $16.95 a month after that, which is cheap compared to buying these huge bottles. If you check out their website, you'll see there are over 900 fragrances to choose from. Everything from Versace to niche brands you've probably never heard of. So you can try a new scent every month for the next 75 years if you want. If you want to try it yourself, use my promo code ASA to get 55% off your first month. That means your first scent is just $8. So again, the promo code ASA, A-S-A. You'll find the link in the description. I promise you'll smell a hell of a lot better than the future of Akon City.
And a city like Akon City is not only going to make the continent advance, but it's also going to advance the mentality of the people living there. Because the moment Africans wake up and understand the power and the resources that we hold, decisions will be made in favor of Africans.
You see, Akon wasn't planning to pay for the city himself. He was looking for private investments. The project was primarily backed by a US-based development firm called KE International, and the lead investor was Kenyan entrepreneur Julius Mivale. KE International secured the first $4 billion in funding, which sounds amazing. But the truth is that no one really knows all the details about the funding due to non-disclosure agreements between Akon and his investors. However, what we do know is that there was one more key player bringing the project to life: SAPCO, which is Senegal's state tourism agency, which supported the land acquisition for Akon City and was positioned as a partner in the project.
We're looking at Akon City as to become the beginning of Africa's future.
With names like these involved, the project seemed legitimate. The money was flowing in, the blueprints were set, and Akon City was on track to become a reality. On top of that, Akon had another idea.
The currencies in certain parts of Africa are so untrusted that people are utilizing their mobile minutes to purchase at the local market. So instead of giving them the real, like the currency, the local currency, they would just transfer minutes. So I was like, wait a minute, they're not using money, they're using mobile minutes? And that's what gave me the idea.
Akon is better known as a singer, but he is launching an Acoin cryptocurrency, he says, specifically for Africa.
In June of 2018, Akon announced a new cryptocurrency, Acoin.
And what do you hope that Africans will be able to gain from using this cryptocurrency?
Well, the main thing they'll be able to gain is, independence. And I think being in a position to make your own decision financially is...
Akon claimed that Acoin wouldn't just be another cryptocurrency. It would free Africans from unstable local currencies and corrupt systems.
Well, the cryptocurrency concept was basically my dream and my vision for my legacy is to, build Africa. Take the infrastructure level and just bring it back 20 years ahead, because right now we're 20 years behind.
In Akon City, people would use it for everything: buying food, paying for services, and even starting businesses. Acoin launched in November 2020, and regular people started investing their personal savings into it. The value of the coin peaked at $0.58 in February of 2021, and with that, the hope was real that Acoin will foster a thriving economy. Yet, with all the excitement surrounding the project, something just didn't quite add.
Wait, did my man just actually drunk people for this crypto thing?
Up. It all just sounded a little too good to be true. And it was. The grand, magnificent Akon City was supposed to be a game changer for Africa. But here's what it looks like today. Here we can see the very same foundation stone of Akon City that Akon and Senegal's government put down exactly 4.5 years ago. It kind of looks
So lonely, Mr. Lonely.
I just clocked what he just done.
I have nobody.
For the record, there is some construction going on site. This building, for example, which I guess maybe looks kind of modern and potentially futuristic, but it's really, really far away from looking like a utopian city. How did a $6 billion futuristic city end up as an empty wasteland? Akon was betting on Acoin, hoping that people would buy the coin as an investment. This way, the money would flow directly into the creation of the city. But as we all know, crypto is notoriously volatile. When you combine that with an uncertain project like Akon City, it's pretty easy to understand why people were hesitant to invest their life savings into this coin. And once the value started going down from the $0.58, people got scared and started to sell. The coin kept on falling. Today, Acoin has dropped all the way down to $0.003, meaning that a lot of innocent people who believed in Akon's noble vision and promises lost their life savings.
They were made promises that...
Oh shit, so he done this crypto thing. It's back to basically build the city. And people that's sad, bro. People that invested lost their money.
In exchange for people's donations, they would get a TOA, token of appreciation. This would convert over into an A-coin as the time goes on. Well, of course, myself and other people have done such a thing, and they have failed to return people's money, which then will leave them.
And without Acoin, Akon City lost its so-called financial foundation even before construction started. So let's try to break this down as easy as we can with a timeline. It starts in 2020 when Akon lays down the foundation stone for Akon City. 2022, nothing significant has been built. 2023, the land is still empty, except for this half-built welcome center. In 2024, still nothing, except for one major thing: pressure.
So there's a lot of admin that's done, things like that. So we was able to get a lot of that out the way. And our goal is to be the first phase to be done still by 2026 to make the Junior Olympics in Senegal.
I have to say that I'm not an urban planner myself, but I think it would take more than a couple of years to build a city like this. Akon
It will easily take at least 30, 40 years to build this city, because the way you structured that in the blueprints, ain't no way you're gonna be doing it within the next 10 years. It's impossible. It's impossible, bro. Man, 20 people, that's fucked.
keeps on breaking his promises, and the whole thing is starting to smell fishy. And Senegal lost its patience. In June of 2024, SAPCO sent a formal warning to Akon. If work didn't start by the end of July that same year, they'd reclaim almost all of the land. It was a clear signal that Akon City was collapsing even before it began. And people started asking questions. Where did all the money go?
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can't.
Akon was accused of running an elaborate Ponzi scheme where early investors were paid back with money from new investors. This would create an illusion of progress, but only for so long. Akon, of course, had a bunch of excuses.
The thing about the COVID, it kind of stalled a bit because a lot of partners and solution, providers obviously had to lock down.
Good old COVID-19 slowed things down. The economy, of course, took a
Yeah, that's BS.
hit. And Akon has always dismissed the scam allegations as tactics used to undermine his efforts. But at what point do excuses stop holding weight?
Akon is Akon, and he has no follow.
Deep in what he just said. Akon is Akon. And I don't blame them. Early people that invested in this, they lost their bread.
Through or have not fulfilled his agreement to the people who graciously donated invest to a project that was not legitimate.
The project has stalled indefinitely in May.
Are you telling me that this project is not even real? This building at least is 10 bags.
Never see the light of day. But whatever happens or not, Akon isn't the first to sell a dream like this, and he won't be the last.
Well, the infamous Fire Festival promised superstars, luxury and fine dining in a Caribbean paradise. Instead, it became a fiasco that left founder Billy McFarlane sentenced to 6 years in jail.
Akon isn't the first celebrity to sell an impossible dream. For one, there was the Fire Festival. Remember, the luxury music event in the Bahamas that turned into a disaster. Or the wave of celebrity-endorsed NFTs that tanked in value overnight.
Celebrity-endorsed NFTs are leaving investors financially crippled. Even worse, the NFTs that do still have value just caught monkeypox.
And of course, the endless tech utopias pitched by celebrities that never even break ground.
Where's my money?
For example, actor Idris Elba is backing an eco-friendly smart city off the coast of Sierra Leone.
This is a great idea, but I know people are going to be a little bit skeptical considering what happened with the Akon City.
But just like with Akon City, whether that one works out is yet to be seen. But why is it that we continue to fall for these celebrity-driven utopian ideas? Well, people trust celebrities because we feel like we know them, especially in today's social media age where they're constantly in our feeds.
Yeah, he's not lying, bruv. A lot of people trust him, and look what he got now. That man lost money, bruv.
Connecting with us on a personal level.
What's going on, everybody?
And the sense of closeness that we get from them makes us believe that they have our best interests at heart. But it's not only that. You see, these celebrity-driven projects play to a very primal emotion in all of us. We want to be a part of a community. And what better than a larger-than-life mission that creates that us against them mentality, where believers see themselves as insiders, which of course makes it very hard to see all the red flags.
The city is right now, it's a 10-year project, estimated. With all the latest new technologies, though, it might get shorter.
I'm not really sure what kind of technological advancements Akon is talking about here, but there are definitely some red flags to spot. First off, $6 billion sounds like a lot, but it's pocket change in the world of futuristic megacities. Just look at what Saudi Arabia is doing with the line. That thing is as...
Okay. The reason why Saudi Arabia is making a city because they have the funds. You guys got to remember that when they sold their oil to the United States, the princes in Saudi Arabia, they made a lot of money. Compare how the city was back then to how it is now. It's mad. It is mad. And plus, them building that, you will see it coming to full effect. I don't know about the Akon City, that's a myth, but this is going to come to full effect.
estimated to cost anywhere between $200 billion to $1.
You see, 1 trillion giga project. 1 trillion is understandable because of the fact that it's still in development and they're digging underground.
I'm sorry, Akon, but $6 billion just isn't building a real-life Wakanda. Second red flag. Let's finally discuss the giant elephant in the room. These buildings. They seem like a builder's worst nightmare. We're talking about bending, twisting, gravity-defying structures. Who's going to engineer this stuff? Maybe
like this video rendering thing probably cost like easy 1 million to create and render. Easy.
Maybe bad consultant. Unless technological advancement means bending houses, I really don't see it.
The most important thing when you're studying a business, it's getting the capital.
And also, the original $4 billion investment supposedly came from this guy, Julius Mavale, someone who's got quite a shady reputation. Unfinished projects, unpaid bills, and no transparency. So if he is your lead investor, it is really not a good sign.
The city will be done, and mentally people know that it's something possible to do in Africa.
Akon had built a reputation as a philanthropist and a man who wanted to do right by his culture. So of course people wanted to believe him. After all, this was a deeply personal goal, a way to give back to the continent that helped shape his identity.
And our idea is a futuristic city.
And it is easy to forget that fame doesn't equal expertise. big dreams need big money, legitimate financial backing. Without it, they stay exactly that. Just dreams. So maybe the better question isn't will it happen, but should we keep trusting celebrity-led fantasies in the first place? I really don't want to be a cynic, truly, because I think that in order to get amazing stuff to happen, you have to have crazy ideas. But the truth is that most idealistic projects rarely live up to their promises.
Since then, Forbes has named you one of the 50 top most influential people in the NFT space. So congrats on that. You know what you're doing.
Thank you. I'm so proud. I love being a part of this community and being a voice and sharing my platform.
But again, I really think Akon had the best intentions. His journey from a pop star to a philanthropist, in my opinion, reflects a genuine desire to invest in Africa's future.
Hell yeah, I would, because they believed in me. Why wouldn't I? You know? I would do a world tour just to pay them all back.
I salute the boldness of his vision, but I think you gotta be truthful about the risks. But this is a huge topic, and I want to hear what you guys think. In your opinion, what is the worst celebrity-led project that has ever been launched? Let me know in the comments. And before you leave, if you want to support the channel, check out Scentbird by clicking the link.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one, guys. That was all mad. That was actually crazy. Yeah, I'm lost for words. But yeah, people, it has been your boy Scriptwar. I'm out. Peace.